Hi, and welcome back to the Our Debt Free Journey podcast. We're your hosts, Joel and Christy, from the YouTube channel, The Long Run with Joel and Christy, where we talk about everything frugality, especially frugal grocery saving tips. Today, we're going to be discussing a topic that we talked about on our blog. We have a blog out there. Maybe we'll put the link in the show notes below. I haven't wrote on there in a while since we started the YouTube channel, but there is a blog still out there that we used to write on. Well, at least Christy used to write on.
You did too.
I think I did a few, but it's a blog that she wrote a few years ago, titled "Three Mistakes That You May Be Making on Your Debt-Free Journey or Your Frugal Journey." So we're going to be talking about those things today. Those three mistakes you may be making on your debt-free journey. All right, so let's get into it.
I will say, just as a note, we started our debt free journey about 11 years ago.
Yep.
And the reason why we know these are mistakes is because we either did them ourselves or we've just seen other people fall into those mistakes as well from just being on Instagram and YouTube. Just seeing those things repeatedly happen to different people or ourselves, that is the reason why we know these are mistakes that are made.
Yeah, right. And the results of these mistakes, a lot of times that people quit their debt-free journey, despite having multiple YouTube channels and Facebook groups and Instagram accounts that share their journeys. People quit because they fall for these three mistakes, and they decide just to give up. It's easier sometimes just to give up than it is
Yeah.
to keep plugging along, right?
Yeah, basically, like you said, like with all the YouTube channels and Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts who are showing how they're doing it, people still get unmotivated
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
despite having all of those people share their experience. So the question is, why do they give up and why do they get tired of their debt free journeys so quickly?
Yeah.
So,
All right, so let's kind of jump into it. Like I said, we have three reasons here, three mistakes we may be making on our debt-free journey. And the first one is this: is you have an all or nothing mentality.
mhm.
It's like you either do everything or you don't do anything. Maybe you're looking at a channel that says they're paying off like $3,000-4,000 a month of their debt, and you can't do that. You want to, and you'd love to, but you can't do that because you don't make that much money. You don't have that much of savings or whatever. You can't put that much towards your debt, and so they get ready just to throw in the towel because I can't do it like such and such YouTube channel is doing it because I don't have that much money to throw towards my debt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Like maybe they have you have $200 or $300 that you could
yeah,
be putting to debt, but you're seeing those people do
yeah,
$2,000 or $3,000, and you just think, I'm never going to get out of debt anyway because I only have this little amount. So you just want to quit.
yeah. And the reason why you shouldn't quit when you do when you see those things happening. Now, number one, the people that you're watching could have already been on a journey for a long time, and they started small. You don't know that. They could have started small and built up to where they're paying off $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Maybe they started out with 200, 300 a month. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Unless you come into a lot of money, just
Yeah.
money just rains down upon you, then it's going to take you a while to get out of debt. It may not have taken you a long time to get into debt, but it's going to take you a long time to get out of it.
Yeah.
So remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
You don't want to compare your mile 1 to their
right.
mile 20.
That's right.
They've already been in the race for a long time.
That's right. And then another reason is that they could have more expendable income than you do. So kind of take that into account. We've always been team tiny shovel, which means we have a little bit of stuff we were throwing at our debt, and kind of working through that. We've never been what's the excavator? We've never been excavator. We've always been tiny shovel.
Yeah. Now, if you are on Instagram, you will find when in the debt free community, there is a subset of people who call themselves Team Tiny Shovel. And the reason why they're doing that is because they are like we were. They were at very small amounts at a time, and they keep digging at it.
Yeah.
Very small shovels.
That's right.
But it gets you there. It just takes a little while.
And there are some things you can do to keep yourself motivated, even though you can't throw everything at it. Even though you can't, don't take an all or nothing mentality. There are some things you can do that can keep you motivated, even when you don't feel like you're making any progress. Number one is celebrate every payment, whether it's big or small. Hey, I paid off $200 towards my debt this month. That's great because that's $200 that you don't have to pay next time. So whether it's big or small, celebrate those payments. When you pay something off, even if it's a small credit card, celebrate when you pay those things off. And by celebrate, we mean sometimes you might want to go out and celebrate, like go out to dinner or something.
Right.
So
you don't want to spend as much as you just paid off.
correct.
But like a nice meal out or a coffee at the coffee shop, which always speaks to me.
That's right. Yeah. And we want to talk about the need for having a little fun money as well. We do that. We've done that all along through our debt-free journey. We've always had fun money that we use to do fun things. Now, there are some that, they go all out and say, don't do anything fun, only eat rice and beans, whatever those things are. Don't do anything fun, don't go out to eat, don't do anything like that. But we've never had that mentality. Always have a little bit of fun money that you can use along the way to help keep you motivated.
Even if it's like $10 a month, if that keeps you from feeling restricted on your journey, then that's fine, and you can use it however you want to. You want it to be a cup of coffee at a coffee shop, that's fine. If that keeps you motivated. If you want it to be something else, something fun in the area that costs a little bit but not a lot.
That's right.
And it can be more than 10. It's just whatever you feel like will keep you motivated to keep going.
That's right. If you're too restrictive, you'll want to give up. So don't be too restrictive in your debt-free journey, and you'll find yourself a lot more motivated to continue along the path.
Yep.
The second mistake that you may be making on your debt-free journey is you cut your grocery budget too far. Now, trying to go from maybe you're spending now $1,000 per month on groceries and you want to cut it down. If you're going from $1,000 to $150 per month because a YouTuber says so, then that's probably a mistake. You want to do that in increments. Now, the reasons why this is a mistake, you get bored with the food and you want to totally quit, and then you find yourself usually spending more on groceries than you were beforehand. And then you maybe have possible malnutrition from a lack of variety. We've always been big on. We tried that early on. We did some meals that we only had certain meals that we were eating, and we kind of got tired of that after a while. So we broke out into a little bit more variety in things we were eating and the things we were spending on groceries.
Yeah, we went from a big budget with 2 kids. There were 4 of us. Down to like all freezer meals, and everything was added to rice and beans and stuff like that. And it didn't work for us. I started gaining weight because everything was in jars or cans, and my body doesn't necessarily enjoy rice and stuff like that. So what we decided was we were going to add a little bit back to that grocery budget just to provide a little nutrition that maybe was slipping through the cracks, and just helping all around stay more healthy. And you have to make a decision. Like when he first lost his job, the adage of health is wealth didn't really mean anything when we couldn't even we weren't even sure how we were going to pay our utility bills.
Yeah.
But as soon as we figured out a way to just add a little bit back to the groceries so that we weren't just eating rice and beans and stuff like that, we did that.
Yeah.
And so we really highly recommend that you don't feel like you have to go all the way. Like you might see someone on YouTube say, I only spend $150 a month on my family of 8 or something. I'm just making that, I don't know. But anyway, it's okay if you don't spend that. And if you make that decision that you're not going to, it's okay.
Yeah. And a lot of times we get into the comparison game and comparing ourselves to other people and how they do their debt-free journey. And there are really some reasons why you shouldn't do that. That's never a good thing, because a lot of times we say comparison is the thief of joy, and it will truly steal your joy when you start comparing yourself to somebody who seems to be doing better than you are, and you can't get there. Especially with your grocery budget, there's some reason you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, because maybe they have no kids. Maybe they're only buying for 2 adults or 1 adult or something like that, and they can get by on a lot less than you can because you're buying for more than they are. So make sure you're not comparing context to context, because everybody's context is different. Also, they may have a local discount grocery store that they're shopping at, and you don't. Maybe you have to shop at Publix all the time because you don't have a local, or some, Publix just throwing that out there.
Like, we have an Aldi here, but like some people have grocery outlets, and we don't have a grocery outlet.
Right.
So understanding that everybody has different types of stores means you shouldn't compare your groceries specifically to theirs, because you might not have that grocery outlet or Aldi or something like that.
And they also may have more free time to shop. Like us, we can only shop on the weekends.
Yeah.
Mainly on Saturdays.
Right.
And maybe they have multiple stores they can go to, or they can go for clearance. Clearance deals.
A lot of grocery stores do their clearance deals on like Tuesday or Wednesday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not everybody can go grocery shopping on Tuesday or Wednesday. So if you can't go grocery shopping on Tuesday or Wednesday, then don't feel bad that you're not always able to catch the clearance deals. Yep.
And then making sacrifices despite the possible risks. You don't want to sacrifice too much. Now, we're not saying don't cut your grocery budget or don't look for ways you can cut, but we're saying reduce it slowly. Start making gradual changes until you can work it down to where you feel like it's a more comfortable level, and you're spending less on your groceries.
That's right.
So don't drastically cut it. Just start weaning it down as much as you can. Find out what's important.
Yeah, look back at things. If you have last month's receipts, look back at last month and see, did you buy anything that maybe you could do without, and just like subtract that and then say, okay, well, instead of spending 1,000, maybe I could spend 750, and go shoot for staying under 750 and see how that goes. And if you go over a little bit, that's okay. You're learning. But all I can say is, after we decided to add money back to it, and we decided we're going to set our budget at $600 a month, we seldom spend more than $350.
Yep.
Because we've just learned how to continually decrease how much we're spending without sacrificing health in it, because we allowed ourselves to learn through the process. So
that's right. And then the third thing that we want to talk about today is forgetting the need to rest. The mistake that people make is trying to do too many things. Can cause a ton of stress on you. If you feel like you have to do everything, like bare bones budget, including your groceries, work overtime, or do all the side hustles, or cut out anything fun, exercise every day, and eat healthy every day. If you're doing those things and not leaving time for rest, then you're bound to burn out pretty quickly.
And again, with this, we're going to tell you again, just like with the groceries, you want to make gradual changes, and you want to make a plan for rest too. And I'm going to use Joel as an example here. He trains for marathons.
Yeah.
He runs a lot, but he still works. He works a more than full-time job, trains for marathons, and helps me with YouTube. But he still finds little spaces of time in every week where he just takes a nap on the couch.
Yep.
Yep. Or sleeps late, which to him sleeping late means like 5:30 instead of 4 a.m., but it's still later than he normally did.
Yep.
And so what we're saying is just like there's that mentality that's out there that's always grinding, like always doing. And if you're not always moving and doing something, then you're being lazy, but at the risk of making yourself to the point where you can't even rest at all. And so you still need rest in your life.
That's right. So to kind of summarize and kind of wrap it up today, the big picture is this. The mistake is comparing yourself to someone else, especially people who have been on a debt-free journey for a while, different total, more or less, no kids or dual incomes or higher paying jobs. Your context is not going to be the same as somebody else. So like for us, we have adult children. One of them still lives with us. So groceries include food for 3 adults, 2 of which work from home, or so most of those meals are at home.
Mm-hmm.
One works in a restaurant, which is me, and doesn't have to pay for his meals at work. So, and sometimes if I'm there long enough, I may eat twice there while I'm there.
That's right.
So
that means we never have to factor into our grocery plans what he's going to eat for at least one meal,
That's
6
right.
days, 5 or 6 days a week.
If we did, then my grocery bill may be a little bit higher.
Mhm.
Our grocery bill may be a little bit higher because of that. But we do try to share tips in general terms, tips that will help no matter if you have an Aldi or not, or whatever else is going on in your life. Hopefully tips that will help whether you have a Walmart or not, kids or not, but it doesn't mean that you need to have our specific grocery budget. Find out what works for you, what's important for you, and then focus on those things in your life.
Yep.
Also, we moved from Tennessee to Texas and now to Florida to follow my job. And when we left Tennessee, we sold our house and became debt free. Now, should you do that? Well, that all depends. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to make that decision to help pay off your debt, but you have to figure out what's important, what's going to work best for you and your family. And you don't have to feel bad about it if you don't, or if you do. Don't feel bad about your decisions. If you feel like this is what you need to do to pay off your debt, then do that while not making the 3 mistakes that we just mentioned above.
Yeah. Remember, it's the reason why we named our YouTube channel The Long Run with Joel and Christy is because there are things in your life that takes time.
Yep.
And the long run is kind of like reflective of the fact that it's not something that's going to just change overnight. It takes time.
That's right.
You're in it for a long run. And that's what it is with the debt-free journey. It does take time. And so to get through it and not quit, you have to give yourself some grace and keep pushing forward, and don't ever quit because things didn't work out so well one month. Just remember, it's a process and it takes time, and you'll get there.
That's right. If you're watching this video on YouTube, tell us in the comments the mistakes that you think that people make on their frugal debt-free journeys. We'd love to hear those. And that's going to do it today for the Our Debt-Free Journey podcast. We hope that you found this podcast video helpful. If you will like, share, and subscribe for more in the future. That's going to do it today for the Our Debt-Free Journey podcast. We're Joel and Christy from The Long Run with Joel and Christy. And don't forget, it's the long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Bye.